I believe you have joined my classroom. I saw only 70 people out of 80 people. The rest 10, please join. Please inform this to your friends as well. So let us start. Uh, in the last class, we did this, right? So we had a brief introduction about HTML, and then you remember this. We had I gave you the prerequisites for my class. You should have installed today. Have you installed all this? XAMPP and an editor. So you should parallelly do whatever I do. That is what the instruction I told you last class. Harsha Datta,
Yes, sir.
show me your face, boss. Have you installed all these?
Yes, sir. Like XAMPP, I haven't, but I'm using Atom.
No,
It has,
Atom is just a editor.
yeah, it has built-in
It has
plugins.
built-in. Yeah, you're using the built-in server.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go to the next one. Mm, Rahul Mulimani,
Yes, sir.
Manoj, quickly reply. Have you installed all those?
Yes, sir.
Show me. Are you driving or what?
No, sir.
No. Show me your face, man. 27 people. Okay. All right. Please install those. Whatever we had showed, this
Yes,
and
sir.
this. If you have Atom, you can use that built-in server as well. Anyway, we did start module one. What is HTML? Everything is done. XML, structure of a HTML program. And in fact, this is not the perfect structure, which I would be teaching today. DNS, all the stuffs, and now we'll continue. And this is what we have. This is where we had stopped last class, right? So hello 7B, let us run this program. Demo 1, I guess. So this is what it is. So hello 7B, click here to go to new BMSIT website, and this hi is coming in the center. And I told you target is equal to blank. What is the meaning? It will take the link in the next tab. If you want it to open in the next window, we'll write a script for that. It's one line code. Anyway, center tag we discussed, and then we discussed the header tags, and then we discussed the images one. Image src is equal to this alt, the alternative text height width. There's also called as title in HTML5. And then we showed you lists. In lists there are two types, what is that, ordered list and unordered list. So this is where we had stopped last class. Now continuing today, if you can do whatever I do parallelly, it would be great. If you don't do, well, your loss. Okay, I'm seeing these many people have joined. I can clearly see who has joined, who has left, what time they are here. I mean, the number of minutes they are here. Okay, so this is very good add-on. Anyway, so moving on. Now, since I'm done with this anchor tag, sorry, cannot see. Yeah. So this is one type of a hyperreferencing. That is, you click this text. This is called as hypertext. You will go to this link in a new tab. Now, let us say, okay, let me get some lorem ipsums. So let me get some 15 paragraphs. So let me open a paragraph tag. Let me paste all this. We close paragraphs. Now, how does the output look now is, okay, this is how the output looks like. So a lot of text, right? a lot of text. Now I want, after this text, you can have in between breaks as well, just to look nice. So you can just copy this somewhere here, you can paste, just to make sure it looks nice and professional, right? So two more breaks, I guess. Hmm. Oh yeah, here there are so many texts. There are 15 paragraphs which I have taken. Dummy. Mm, all right. Okay. So my text here and lot of paragraphs. Now here I want, you might have seen somewhere in all the websites, in so many websites. So click here to go to the top. So you have a big scroll bar here, and I need to. I mean, I have seen all the content, and I have scrolled down through, and here I should present a link wherein if I click it, I should be able to go to the top. So somewhere here, hello 7B guys. So how do you do that? How do you make sure the customer doesn't lose interest, or doesn't need, I mean, he need not have to go to the scroll bar and pull it up. So that is what we call as internal linking. So this, whatever I had told you that day, last class, it is a href is equal to a new project, a new domain or new project. But in the same domain, in the same project, the same page, I'm saying, how do you go to the a different part of your page. Now let us say I want to go to this hello 7B guys. Let us say the original body. So what I'll do is I can have div tag or a tag or whatever. Let us say a, for simplicity's sake. So let me say a href or a id is equal to let us say top. So I don't have any content here. Now what I'll do is I'll copy the same code here. Now go to wherever you want. So in my code, I will go somewhere here after this paragraph. So I'll paste the same code, but what I'll do is instead of just writing top, I'll refer it via hash. And then here I'll write click here to go to top. So now essentially what happens is if you click this text, it will search for this ID. This is called as ID. So hash top means it will search for the top, the ID name hash, and where it is, where have you written? You have written here. So the control goes to here. So let us check whether we have done properly. So you can see here, click here to go to top. If I click it, it is essentially going to this text. So it is hash top. So this is very useful if you have so much of content and you don't want your customer to actually manually scroll through the top or to hit that page up or home button. So this is very very useful in carrying the customer to different sections of your page. So this is what we call as internal linking. The moment you write hash of this, it is called internal linking. Anyway, this is about a tag, and I don't want all this. Okay. Anyway, fine. So let us skip some paragraphs. Anyway, now after this, let us mm, let's do here. Now there are certain HTML5 tags which I'll be discussing later. I have some agenda today. You can see agenda also have written here. Now, after teaching you some more tags, we will look into um the PPT, module 1 PPT, just to make sure we are in sync with the syllabus. Okay. So I'll come to this part later. Now, another set of tags we will discuss. So let us now discuss table tags. So let us comment this. How do you comment? Control backslash. sorry, forward slash. So if you don't know this, you select your part and go to edit, comment, and toggle comment. All right. So comment it. Anyway, table tags. For example, if you wanna, mm, you might know this, right? Let us say take any Word document. So there is this table. Go to insert, table, and these many things. So here goes serial number. So let us say USN, name, and place. So serial number 1, USN 1BY17C090. Next. So next is 2, same stops. I mean, you can have your own content. Now notice, uh, now this is, I can say, student information. Now this becomes the heading of the table. Now this is what we call as caption in HTML. And always understand that this is called as headers of the table. So this should be in bold, and this should be towards the center or whatever. Now these are all unbold. Now the same thing goes for HTML. This is called as a caption. Basically, this is called as a table. This is called as a caption. This is called header. This is called data. And there are 5 rows here, right? So this is called as table row. Now we should mimic the same thing in HTML. So now let us define table, and also you have a closing table. So inside this, let us have caption. There is a HTML5 tag called caption. You write your student information, and then how many rows we have? We have 5 rows. So you say tr and also close tr. So this is one row. Now another row, tr close tr. This is second row, like this. How many rows we have? 3, 4, 5 rows. So 5 rows is being set up. Next is you need to code row by row now. So let us start with serial number. Now always understand the first row is considered as table header. So we will now go to this, and since that is a header, we will write th and close th. So this becomes one header. Now in one header, what is the content of the header? Serial number. So that we should put here. Similarly, I have one more th. The moment you open any tag, it is always better to close that tag, and in between you write your content. So my content is USN. So write USN. Similarly, copy this. So here goes name, and here goes place. So you have closed the header, you have closed the row. Fine. Now comes, so let us see the output. Control S. Come here, refresh it. So you can see here student information, serial number, all this. So if you feel all these are getting clumsy, what you can simply do is select all this up to paragraph. You go to edit, you go to comment, you say toggle block comment. So all these guys will be commented out. So refresh it, you will see this student. If you don't want this as well, and anyway, we have taught you the image, right? So comment this as well. Okay. Now, yeah, student information. This you can see there's no border, So what we will do is we'll write table border. Just a word called border. So refresh it, you will get all this. Even if you're feeling this also quite disturbing for you, you remove everything. You say block comment out everything. Okay. So that you will feel nice output here itself. Something missing here. Oh yeah, here. Student information is what we got here, and by default, if you write table border equal to border table border, you can also write table border equal to border. This also works, or you can write table border equal to 3, 3, 4, or whatever. It just thickens a bit. If you write 30, it just looks like this. So always better if you write 1 or 2 or whatever, so that it looks neat. So by default, caption comes in the table's center part, and next serial number, USN, these are all header. So you can see it is in the bold and it is situated in the center. Now that's not the same story for table data. Now let us go back to the word part. Now let us code this. This is called as table data. I'll repeat. This is called table header. This is called table. Sorry. This is called table caption. This is called table header, and these are called as table data. And everything should be nested in table row. That is what we have done here. Okay. So now let us go to this 1by first row. So we should go to the next row. So since that is the data, we should not afford to write ph. So we should be writing td. So close td. So what is the data? Data is 1. And again, td, close td. The data is this. Copy here. And again, you can copy this. So the name is this, and place this Bangalore. All right, like this, you copy the entire part, and this. So you can change your data appropriately. You can change all the table fields. So go to your browser and check whether you're rendering properly. Now, what is the noticeable thing that you should all observe is, by default, table header is bold and situated at the center. Table data is not bold and situated towards the and aligned towards left. So this is the takeaway for table type. So what is this takeaway? PH always. This is a nice interview question as well. PH always comes or renders in bold and aligns towards center. What about TD? TD always renders in normal text, no bold, and aligns towards uh, left side. Okay. So you can comment to this. And caption also comes in tables center part. All right. Now, this everyone knows. I mean, I taught you line by line for those who don't know. Now, once we are done with table, now let us say you will have a Word file. Your customer will give a Word file like this, right? So let us say a big Word raw, a huge uh, whatever like this. Now, let us say you are a developer and your customer gives you a big table like this. Will you afford to code every row like this? Will you have that amount of patience? Let us say this has 2 lakh 50,000 rows and so many columns. So will you keep coding 2 lakh 50,000 rows row by row like this? Is there any kind of a jugaad way for this? Can anyone answer? Yeah, can anyone answer? My question is, if I have 5 to 6 rows, I can code like this, you know, row by row. If I have more rows from the customer, let us say something like this, so much of rows, should I keep coding like this, row by row? Is there any smart way of doing this? That's my question. You can chat, you can open up, you can unmute yourself. Krut Sangvi, Krut,
Yes, sir.
is there any way? Did you understand the problem?
Yeah, I understood the problem, sir.
Rohit says selenium. Okay, one way. Selenium is bus. Selenium is for those who know selenium. I appreciate your answer. But for those who don't know. Yeah, Krut, you were saying something?
I'm not sure, sir.
You understood the problem, right?
Yeah, I
I
understood the
have
problem.
so much of rows. I don't really have the patience of coding like this, row by row. How will you do? How will I do? Roshni, think, everyone. Yeah, Roshni,
Sir, I have no idea.
you have no idea. Okay. Manoj, Sandra, Maria,
So I don't know. So
you don't know. Okay. Now the Jugaad idea, creating a script. Yeah, creating a script again. Those who know how to create the script. I mean, what's that? Script. They know it. If I don't know how to create a script, so again I'll boil down to the same problem. You can take data from database using loop. One more very good idea. Yeah, this was what I was looking at. We have online table HTML table generator. This is the Jugaad idea. These are all very technical ideas, like database using loop, creating a script, Selenium. All these guys are very good ideas, but technical. So there, what we have is we have um, word table to HTML converter. So just Google it. So you will get a lot of links. You can go to any link. So you just paste your table. Take your huge amounts of table and paste here. And then you click HTML. And then you can Control A, Control C, and come to your developer page. You can paste it and take care of the subtle things. Okay, TD width is equal to this, width is equal to this, and then perhaps what you can do is you can. This is after once you're done with the developer page. You know, once you have copied, copy paste it. If you don't want this, or else let me paste here itself. So student information. So let me paste inside this. Control S. Come here. And yeah, you can see here whatever your idea so has been neatly given in HTML flavor. Now what I want, I mean, the next steps, if you don't like uh, this table width, if you have your own style, you can just go to Word and paste it, and then to do Control H. Now let us say you don't want this table width is equal to 1, TD width is equal to 156. So copy that, paste here, and replace with whatever your specific table width. You know, for example, you might have follow your own style, so you can replace that with your own value. These are all aftermath. Once you are done with once we are done with developing stuff, and then you can beautify the look the way you want. Anyway, this completes the concept of table data, and of course there are many other things. Table, cell padding, cell spacing, all the stuffs I'll do later. Okay, cell padding, cell spacing. There is something called as a box model. We say in the way you teach theory. You should also talk about something called as box model. It is uh, the way you align it towards left, center, right, padding, all the stuff. So we'll see all the stuffs later. I guess table comes in module 2, I believe. I don't know. We'll see. So in my agenda, I taught you the linking and the table. Next, I will be teaching you Validator W3. Now, what is this Validator W3? Okay. Now, so go to Validator W3C, W3C HTML or whatever. Now, there is this guy, the W3C markup validation service. So press that and go to the second button, validate by file upload. Basically, what are we trying to achieve now here is we would have written some piece of code which we feel it is correct. It is correct in the sense syntactically correct, semantically correct as well. But you may have written your code which is syntactically correct but not semantically. What is the difference between syntax and semantics? Syntax is the outer look, the outer syntax. The syntax of the body says body. You cannot write body. So it is syntactically wrong. What is semantics? Semantics means you should follow certain rules, certain HTML5 rules, or the latest W3C standard rules. W3C means it is World Wide Web Consortium. And who's the father of internet? Who's the father of all this? Can anyone tell me? This we don't want now. Anyone knows the father of internet or father of all this? You can just take a note. It is Tim Berners-Lee. Yeah, correct. Tim Berners-Lee. So yeah, he's into all this. He's one of the member in the mm, that is World Wide Web Consortium. And in fact, we do have his photograph neatly framed inside our web lab. So I hope you guys come soon to the college and see his photo and have a real lab experience. So here you are only having a relaxed feeling, and you may not concentrate very well. So you should mimic now, of course, the offline classes. Uh, so he is one of the member of this W3C, and W3C basically gives you the rules. So what we do is we will go to wvalidator.w3.org, and what are we trying to accomplish right now is we will check whether we are following the right semantics, everything. Okay, now so go to the second button, validate by file upload. Where is that? Okay, yeah, second button, click this choose file. My file is in 7b demo1, so let us copy this demo1. Now if I say check, it will give me a list of warnings, errors, many things. Okay, I think Have I commented this? Yeah. I'm getting all this. So 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Now you can see the first warning says consider adding a lang attribute to the HTML. So what is that? Well, the answer is you say HTML lang equal to what is your language? So it is English. Fine. So this is the kind of a, it will direct you what are the possible warnings, errors, all this. So if you can clear this one by one, you're good to go. So what really happens if I don't care about all this? The answer is your page may not render properly in all kinds of devices, in all kinds of screen widths, heights, and all. So that means, or in other words, I'm saying you are not following the rules. That's it. What happens if you don't follow the rules? There are so many things. That means you are not called as a proper developer. A proper developer always follows the rules, indents properly, all those. So a proper software engineer follows all the rules. So that's how it is. So who is that guy who directs you to follow all the rules? W3C. And they have a separate page that is validator.w3.org. So you give your file, and they will check each and every line, and they will let you know what are the possible errors, warnings, whatever. And the character encoding was not declared, so we should have written that encoding is equal to UTF-8. For example, you would say right click view source, you can somewhere see UTF, but they don't have it. Now let us say yeah, I'll go to this our existing site, and view source, you can see HTML lang is equal to en, and control F UTF-8. Yeah, you can see accept character set is equal to UTF-8. Well, what do you mean by UTF-8? I have written here UTF-8. A character in UTF-8 can be from 1 to 4 bytes long. UTF-8 can represent any character in the Unicode standard. Let us say your page has Kannada text, Hindi text, or whatever. So if the browser wants to render all those, make sure you have written UTF-8. This is the encoding standard. Preferred UTF-8 is the preferred encoding standard for email and web pages. HTML4 supports only UTF-8, whereas HTML5 supports UTF-8 and UTF-16 standards. So he says it is missing. Of course, it is missing here. We have not written anywhere. You can write, where is that? Yeah, you can write encoding standard is equal to UTF-8. Next comes to the next error. We have not written doc type HTML. So that means this page, even though we say it is HTML5 page, but the browser, we are not giving any information. So we should be writing doc type HTML. So the moment you write this, the meaning is two meanings. One, it is a HTML5 that means it is a HTML5 page, web page, or HTML5 code. Second is this gives the browser the information that it is about to render. That means the moment you write this line, it gives the browser the information that the page you are about to render is a HTML5 page. Now HTML5, understand, it came into existence in 2009. Before HTML5, there was HTML4, and after HTML4, XHTML came into existence. They renamed, XHTML means it is extended version of HTML. So they revamped the rules about HTML. In HTML, what happens is, let us say you have opened the body tag, and let us say you have skipped to close the body tag. Nothing really happens. That means, of course, you are not following the rules, but no change. Whereas XHTML standard says you should follow all the rules. You should, the moment you open any tag, you should close the tag, and all the tags should be in the lowercase. And if you have self-closing tags, what do you mean by self-closing tags? You can see here this image tag. I have written a slash here itself. That means in the same line I am for the certain types of tags, we HTML5 does, HTML5 or XHTML 1.1 supports self-closing here itself. You need not have to write something like this img. You need not have to write, only for certain tags, not for everything. You cannot write something like this. You cannot write h1 self-close here itself and then write whatever you want. No. So only for certain tags we do have self-closing, like image, like br. You can see here I have written br slash, like hr slash, and for certain input tags we do have self-closing tags. That means XHTML says either you need to self-close it for certain tags, or you need to explicitly close the tags. So the moment you follow all those rules, you are sticking to the standard. That means what I'm trying to say is, before HTML5, we had XHTML 1.1, and before this we had this HTML 4.0.1. And for HTML5, we would have written angle bracket not equal to doc type HTML5, Whereas for the previous versions, that is for XHTML 1.1, you should have written this line. For HTML 4.01, you should have written this line. Basically, it says to go to this URL, you will get the document type definition. DTD means document type definition. And there are three document type definitions. One is called strict.dtd, one is called loose.dtd, and one is called transitional.dtd. Strict.dtd says it checks whether you have followed the rules strictly. Loose means you can skip some rules, and basically it all depends on how exactly you develop, right? So the standard says to go for strict.dtd in HTML 4.0.1 versions, whereas in XHTML you just say this XHTML 11.dtd, that is the 1.1 means 1.1 version. This guy by default says strict. These are all the previous previous version story. Nowadays, from HTML5 onwards, any doubt? Someone unmuted. Any doubts means it's ping here. Nowadays, that is from 2009 onwards, when HTML5 came into existence, so you can write only this line, not equal to doc type HTML. Okay, so it gives the information to the browser that what document it is about to render. All right. So any other within a comment? These are all indentations. Nested comment not allowed. These are all fine. Border is equal to table element is absolute. That is the border attribute to the table. That is, we don't have border in HTML. That is absolute. We can use CSS instead. So we'll write table class is equal to, let us say, A, and in the CSS part we'll write A flower bracket. We'll use all the border, whether you wanna have what is that page, whether you want to have a dotted border or a dashed border or a thick border with some other colors. All the stuffs you can develop, you can develop via CSS. That is what he says. The border attribute of the table on the table is absolute. Absolute means HTML5 doesn't support or doesn't render properly these days. Or else I can say it is absolute. It is like deprecated, we say, right? In Java and all, some packages, it is called as deprecated. No longer is used. There is an alternative for that. So the alternative for this is use CSS instead. Anyway, so this page in my agenda, I had this. I had to teach you this and validator and then doc type and all this. I'm sticking to my agenda because there should be someone who should direct me to stick to the agenda. Anyway, so this validator.w3 org will let you know the errors and warnings. So please stick to the rules. All right. Now, since my agenda is done, there is one more agenda now. I should start PPT. All right. So we'll start now. As I had told you earlier, mm, coming to this subject information, module 1 is all about basic HTML and basic CSS. Module 2 is about advanced HTML and advanced CSS, bit of advanced. So module 1, we are in module 1, we are in module 1's basic HTML. The chapters for this particular book you need to refer for module 1 is chapter 2 and 3. What we have done is chapter 2 and 3 put together, we are made as 17 CS71 WTA module 1 PPT. So it is 182 slides. Chapter 2 and 3 put together. We will be sharing all the stuffs in a while. I'll contact Hemant and we'll sit together, put all the contents in both of the blogs, my blog and his blog, and you will be getting the links, the updated content shortly. Okay, let us not waste time. Let us quickly go to the PPT. Okay, why the reason behind uh, going with the PPTs? See, I would have done so many things hands-on here, right? I would have done so many things hands-on. So I might have done more, I might have done less. So just to check whether we are in line with the syllabus, what we are supposed to teach. If I teach extra, it is fine, but I should not teach you. I should not. I mean, the content should not have any scarcity. So for that, we'll see the PPTs. All right. So this is HTML overview. We'll see there are some 6 sections. Some history, we'll see syntax, semantics, structure, and some elements. All right. So history and all is from ARPANET 1960s. You can see here Tim Berners-Lee started this in 1991. And HTML is defined as a markup language. The markup is simply a way of annotating a document. We have showed here, right? Remember, I showed you. I should get the center. I showed my innovation website. All this. So next is what you mean by markup. These are all, it's fine. W3C. This is theory. Yeah, this is what I want. It's HTML. Mm, the goal of XHTML is to follow strict rules to make page rendering more predictable by forcing web authors to create web pages without any error. So XHTML rules, there are 3 rules basically. One is all the tags should be the lowercase, attribute values within the quotes, something like this. We have written here, yeah, table border equal to, this is the value. The value called 2 has been written within the quotes. So attribute is border, value is 2, should be written within the quotes. That's what it says. Attributes always within the quotes, and all elements must have a closing element or self-closing. That's what I told you. It should be closed explicitly, or some certain tags will have self-closing. So next, I told you strict, transitional, loose. There is the before. There's one more called. It's not 2. It's 3. And this is the story before HTML5. And in 2000, yeah, this I taught you, this validator.w3.org. So click the second button, upload your file, and you will be getting all the warnings, errors, whatever. And in 2009, yeah, in 2009 we have HTML5. Now HTML5 goals specify unambiguously how browsers should deal with invalid markups, provide an open non-proprietary programming framework for creating rich web applications. Be backwards compatible with the existing web. What do you mean by compatibility? I'll ask one question. Let me see who answers this uh, to explain you what is compatibility. Okay, let us listen. I have let's say a, a piece of code written in Python 2 version. Now I want to convert the entire thing. Let's say some 100 lines, and I want to convert the entire 100 lines of code which is in Python 2 version to Python 3 version. So I am again very lazy to convert each line from 2 to 3 line by line. Is there any other way, smart way, for converting a program which is in Python 2 to Python 3? Any answers, Pranav? Pranav, you with me?
Sir, yes, sir.
Any answers?
No, sir.
Katyayani?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
Don't know. Okay. Anyone? Let us say Nurul Huda. Nitin
No,
Bharat.
sir, even I don't know.
Okay. Nitin Bharadwaj.
Sir, I guess there might be again a Python 2 to 3 converter online.
No, we do have what is called as 2 to 3 package in Python. No, you just say, you know, you just say pip install
Yeah.
2 to 3. I think in the latest versions, the moment you install Python, the 2 to 3 package automatically comes. So what happens is you should just say 2 to 3 your file name dot py. So it will convert you the entire program which is in Python 2 to Python 3. That is what is called as compatibility. Right? I mean, that is how you convert it. That is not called as compatibility. But what do you mean by compatibility? If you have written Python 2 code in the Python 3 version, it is supported. But will that happen ulta? That is in Python 2 version, Python 2 software, if you write Python 3 code, will that work? Can I have some answers? Prashant?
No, sir.
No. So the answer is it is not backward compatible. You can only convert from 2 to 3, and if you have a 3 version 3 software running, you can paste that, but it is not backward compatible. But what I am doing now, yeah, this one, this is backwards compatible. HTML5 is backwards compatible. Anyway, these are all some other theories. I'll give you one graph. Yeah, this one graph. Nowadays, every browser supports HTML5. Next, coming to syntax, another 5 minutes, we'll wrap up. These are all I have taught you. Yeah, image, A tag, UL, OL, LI, H1 to H6. Meta, I didn't teach you. I'll teach you now. You can see I have taught you all this, right? UL, OL, image tag, H1, H6, A tag, within the same page, everything is done. Now, what is meta? See, guys, the moment you write meta tag, it is best practice to write meta tag in the head part. Now, what is this meta tag? Meta tag has got nothing to do with your page. It has got something to do with your browser. Now, that means you're giving some information to the browser. What information? I'll show hands-on. You go to our existing site and go to head part. You can see here. Yes. So meta name is equal to description. Content is equal to I will describe my site. And this is important. Meta name is equal to keywords. I will write all possible keywords separated with comma, comma, comma. Now, why this? How do you think SEO happens? I mean, search engine optimization. How do you think, for example, If I type BMSIT in Google now, how do you think it is? The first link it is, of course, they have, you know, plainedu.in. It's they would have paid it, and we have also paid it. I will show you where is that. We can see here, yeah, Meta name, this one. We have there is a company in RT Nagar. We have paid 9,000 in 2015 to get our SEO done. That we'll see later. Now, apart from that, how do you think? Okay, let me show my page itself. So let us say this. Previously, my blog would have come in the 7th or 8th link. So if I say, yeah, this my blog is coming in the 3rd link now. The first link is of course BMSIT because we have done SEO and all. It's fine now. Previously, I think some 6 months back, it used to come somewhere here, the first page around 8th or 9th link. Now, how it is coming in the 3rd link? One, there are many answers. One is I have not paid anyone for SEO. It also depends on the number of hits. And second answer, how do you think the moment I write BMSIT, how do you think it is coming here? Or I can write top engineering college. How do you think my page comes here? The answer is, you can see in the title, I have written all this top engineering college, BMSIT. And the second answer is this keywords, top engineering college here, BMSIT, BMS Institute of Technology. I can write comma, comma, comma. I can write how much ever content, how much ever keywords. Keywords basically, the moment someone searches that, this word is called as a keyword. So I can write I should imagine all possible customers keywords, and I should be able to write all possible keywords here. So Meta has got nothing to do with the developer. I mean, his page. It has got something to do with the browser. I'm just giving the browser all this information. My description, title. I mean, title is it which comes here, and of course, this title also plays a big role in SEO. You cannot write your own blah 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 title. So give an authentic, safe title. So Meta essentially speaks with the browser. All right. So I have taught you all this except Meta, and this is done now. Now 11 what 47. What time your next class starts? 11:50. Okay. Remember the page number, please. This is 22. We'll start from 23 later, and always. You know our teaching style. I will be teaching you first the hands-on, and then I'll move to PPTs. So please don't miss the class. Every class is very, very important, as you already know. Apart from the regular stuff, I'll be teaching something others as well. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can drop here. Else you can leave your attendance. Anyway, attendance I have got here. It is safe to say you also drop your attendance here. Meanwhile, Pranav, I want
Yes, sir.
today's report, boss. I've got a message from
On?
today's. Yesterday you given me a report, right? That is 8th.
Yeah.
I want today's 9th. Upload the
Okay, sir.
fresh ones, and can you please give me the updated report right now?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Another 10 minutes.
Okay,
Sir
sir.
is asking. I have got a message from Savita madam. She says, sir is asking updated Coursera information. That means as of this minute.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now, please.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, boss. Thank you, and thank you guys for your patience, for your time. Any doubts? Please let me know. My blog will be ready sooner or later. Thank you so much.